It's going to be lights out right now. Here we go then. Great start from pole position by Zarco. Jack Miller got away well from third place as well. Zarco peels into Cops corner. He leads as the French 1-2. Dream launch from Fabio Quartararo. He goes from fourth to second.
Yeah, Quartararo got away very well. There was slight contact as he tried to muscle his way through.
Right on board with the latest Spider, right?
Winglet's gone.
Somebody lost a wing there, didn't it?
It looked blue, didn't it? It looked like it came from Bastianini's Crostini to Tata. Let's have a look. This is on board with Mir just behind him, and you'll see it. There it goes, just flicks up on the right-hand side of Bastianini's bike. There you can see it.
There you go then, the long lap. They're telling Fabio Quartararo he has to do it on this current lap then. He sweeps to the right, he hugs the right-hand side of the circuit, into the long lap penalty loop then. At the loop comes Fabio Quartararo. We estimate it losing anything between 8 tenths and 1 second. He drops right back in front of Maverick Vinales. He really didn't lose anything, did he? Went from second then down to fifth. Goes down the lead. Johan Zarco has fluffed his lines. Trailbreaker on the front end of that Doni crashes out of the lead on lap number 5 into turn 8. Jack Miller then now is the leader.
Bagnaia now attacks, looking to try and make it a Ducati 1-2, but Rins late enough on the brakes to hold that at bay. There was only one rider who was under the 2-minute barrier last time round. It was Jorge Martin in 6th.
And Rins now again on the front end of that Suzuki. One of the strengths of that Suzuki GSX-RR is its braking stability. Straight up and down, and Rins capitalising to devastating effect. Threw out Vale on Jack Miller, he's back at the front then. Here comes Pecco Bagnaia. It's been threatening, it has been coming, and he gets the move done on the brakes, using the slipstream behind the factory Suzuki. Managed to put it on the brakes into Stowe corner, and for the first time in this Grand Prix, Pecco Bagnaia, he hits the front on the factory Ducati.
Bastianini, who was also gaining in pace, he's lapping in the 59s at the moment. That's a move on Miguel Oliveira for 9th place. The last time around, Bastianini was faster than everyone ahead of him. Like 8 overtakes in 7 laps is the target for Bastianini. An overtake now for Miller is the target, through on Alex Rins. So a Ducati 1-2 at the front of this Grand Prix. Miller then defends into the loop, which is going to compromise him on the way out.
Into Stowe corner he goes on that factory Suzuki. He tipped it in. That went really early, didn't it?
It was very similar to the crash that Zarco had on Friday morning.
Yeah, you could just see it was never really settled, was it? The charge is coming then now from Maverick Vinales, having got through on Jorge Martin on the last lap. He's picked away through down the fast-fading Alex Rins, who seems to be struggling with grip late on that factory Suzuki.
Vinales is closing rapidly. If he can pass Miller immediately, a victory might not be beyond him.
Just wonder, here comes Maverick Vinales. This has been his favourite overtaking point. He got Rins on the last lap here at the village corner. There's nothing that Miller can do. I just wonder late on here whether Jack Miller is just struggling with that soft front tyre option. Here comes Bastianini. Alex Rins is fading fast. He's obviously encountered some late grip problems. Bastianini then comes up into 5th place.
Nothing
Here comes
now.
Vinales. Unbelievable corner speed through the farm curve, and in 3 successive laps he's made moves in the village corner. He runs in hot, he briefly took the lead here at the British Grand Prix. This is all set up from the classic. We saw an unbelievable late drama between Marc Marquez and Alex Rins in the Silverstone in 2019, a hark back to the 1979 legendary race between Barry Sheene and Kenny Roberts. It's game on here between Bagnaia and Vinales.
He doesn't have to rush this, Maverick Vinales. He perhaps went for that move a little earlier than he had to into Village on the penultimate lap. He's got so much more pace. He's a little wide though into Cops. That's costing vital ground. That could just be the respite that Bagnaia needs. Again, Vinales.
He's just getting a little bit impatient here. He's been so silky smooth in this Grand Prix so far, but just when he needed that composure, he's just getting a little bit scrappy. Bastianini is going to take more points up the inside into Brooklands. He goes on Jorge Martin. This looks like though Bagnaia has this British Grand Prix covered. The best of British at Silverstone in 2022. He takes a famous win here in round 12 in Japan last October. History beckons here for the Aussie.
Well, KTM will be hoping that Miller makes a break for it now at the front of the race, but look at Martin. The power of the Ducati brings him back alongside Miller, and he regains the lead again.
Oliveira still there in 4th place. Can't find a clean way through on Pecco Bagnaia. Getting onto Bagnaia's rear tyre is one thing. making a clean pass on the world champ. Well, that's a totally different ball game. We're now looking ahead to Oliveira from poleman Marc Marquez through turn 3. Zarco has crashed out of the lead. Johan Zarco has fluffed his lines, trail braking on the front end of that Prama Ducati, crashes out of the lead on lap defensive. Make sure you've got really good drive grip coming out of turn number 4. He has a bit of a twist there though coming out of 5. Miller can't get back.
Give him through turn 3, so close he was, but look at the back of this picture. It was a group of 5, it's a group of 7 now. Here come the factory of Brilliance led by Aleix Espargaro.
Zarco has crashed out of the lead. Johan Zarco has fluffed his lines, trail braking on the front end of that Prama Ducati, crashes out of the lead on lap number 5. Turn 5 early on from Luca Marini. Down they go then through turn number 12. This is where Miller was really good, wasn't it, into turn number 13. No, look at that, the door slammed shut in his face by this time around by the Martinator. I remember last August, 2 guys that were absolutely buzzing about the new sprint format are the 2 guys that are first and second right now. As you mentioned, this was tailor-made for Jorge Martin, and Jack Miller was like, sprint races, what, 2 races a weekend? Yeah, hell, I love it. And he certainly is loving it right now, loving life on the Red Bull KTM. They power through turn number 15. Now they can pick up some slipstream here. 5th gear, he'll click 6 just over the line, reaching nearly 340 kilometres an hour. He's got the inside line. As we mentioned, Jack will probably be a little bit cautious going into turn 1 after what happened with Tranmere here last year. But over the line, there was less than a second covering the top 6. Aleix Espargaro in 6th. He's got his team with Maverick Vinales. Now for Covey, this is a 7-rider fight for the podium.
I've been watching the lap times for the last 3 laps. In each of them, the fastest rider on track was Maverick Vinales. He's currently running in 7th place, but he's the only rider at the moment in that leading group is able to lap in the 1:38. Fabio Quartararo is also in the 38s further back, but he's trying to chase down Alex Marquez for the final championship point.
Yeah, here is your lead group of 7 in one shot. Just out the top of your picture was Johan Zarco in 8th. Over the line was 1.8 seconds behind Maverick Vinales. Surely that's far too much of a gap for him to bridge in the final 3.5 laps here in Portimao. Through the super fast turn 10, we go with Bagnaia on the number 1 factory Ducati. Thought he was going to go for a move down the inside of Jack Miller. He's doing a great job here, Bagnaia, defending that podium place because Miguel Oliveira just cannot find a way through, can't find the key to open that door. And defensive again goes Bagnaia into turn number 13. He knows that Oliveira is going to be strong there on that factory of Aprilia, but he just cannot find a way through on the world champ.
There will be 3 laps remaining when they cross the line next time around. Martin's been able to buy himself a little bit of breathing space on this 9th lap of 12. He's been able to pull out a third of a second over Jack Miller halfway around this lap. Miller wide, taking that wide sweeping line into turn 15. Bagnaia has to stay patient and hang back, but if he wants to chase down Martin, you feel Bagnaia has to attack now because Martin's lead is now up to 0.4 of a second.
Now that has Bagnaia got the inside line of Miller, well, he didn't need it because he'd already blitzed by him in the braking zone and using that Ducati power. 3 to go then, as Lewis mentioned here, in what's already been an epic start to the new Tissot sprint era. Here comes Maverick Vinales on the inside of his teammate Aleix Espargaro. Last time, but I think Top Gun has made it work. Oh, they lean on each other. Well, at least they're swapping the same paint, those 2, aren't they? Side by side, through the fast turn 4. Now Vinales will try and attack Aleix Espargaro on the inside, and the brakes to turn 5. Aleix Espargaro holds the tighter line. They almost rub wheels, don't they, as they go through turn 5. It's Martin that still leads, an advantage over Bagnaia through sector 1 on this lap 10, 0.4 of a second.
Vinales paying the price for qualifying on the 3rd row of the grid and also not really getting the best of the start because he's clearly got race-leading pace in this sprint, lapping in the low 39s, but Aleix Espargaro not making it easy for them. But again, we have to shout out, the leading Aprilia remains Miguel Oliveira, who's not giving up a hope of bagging one of those medals at the end of this.
It's going to be lights out right now. Here we go then. Great start from competition by Johan Zarco. Jack Miller got away well from 3rd place as well, but Zarco